These sneakers are gonna go crazy in the year 2022. Hey everybody, I'm Mac Torres, and welcome back to the only channel on YouTube that covers in-depth videos of cars and sneakers, and let's talk about this. So 2021 is pretty much almost done and over, and we had insane trends in the sneaker market this year. I mean, Dunks kind of held up pretty strong, but they're kind of dying off. I think Jordan 1s peaked a lot and also kind of dying a lot. Yeezy 350s, I mean, those are barely any hype anymore. So what's going to be hot now? I have compiled a list of sneakers that I think are going to be awesome in 2022. So without further ado, like and share for that YouTube algorithm and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So our first sneaker, I just want to get this one out of the way. It's the Nike Blazer. I could talk forever on the Nike Blazer and why it's amazing. We're going to keep it short and simple. This sneaker right here is going to go insane in 2022. Like, I started to get messages, comments, a lot of things of people saying, where can I get a pair of Nike Blazers that are fire? And that's really a big first, because usually nobody really cared about Nike Blazers. No one's ever talked to me about Nike Blazers, and now they are, which leads me to believe that this sneaker is going to trend up big time. It's only a matter of time before we start seeing a shortage of these sneakers on shelves and future collabs for the Nike Blazer going insane. And this very well also may be the most popular back to school sneaker next year, but we'll see. Anyways, the Nike Blazer, I have championed the shoe for a long time now, and I'm telling you again, these sneakers are awesome. Get yourself a pair. These things are going to go stupid in 2022. Now, this next sneaker on this list is the Nike Air Force One. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean? I see a lot of people still wearing Nike Air Force Ones. Yeah, but there isn't as much specialty to them anymore. Like, it's almost like it was like a been there, done that type of deal. I mean, these things were absolutely crazy in like 2019. And then 2020, they really started to slow down. And 2021, no one really talked about Air Forces anymore. You still see them, but no one really talked about them. No one was really going crazy for a different colored Air Force One or a different styled Air Force One or anything of that nature, collabs and such. I think a lot of that is due to the fact that the Nike Dunk has been the GOAT for Nike right now. And we're starting to see the Nike Dunks get a little oversaturated and now starting to become a little bit overhyped. And what's going to fill that hole right back again? The Nike Air Force One. And people are going to go crazy for Air Force Ones again. They're going to want different style Air Force Ones. They're going to want the collabs for Air Force Ones. It's going to happen again. It might not happen the start of 2022, but maybe mid to late 2022. But yeah, who knows? I could be really wrong about this. I may have no idea what I'm talking about. But the Nike Air Force One, I think, is going to make a return. Alright, the next sneaker on this list, it's a sneaker that I don't have, but it's going to be the Yeezy 500. Or any low-key Yeezy silhouette that didn't really have much hype to it, and I think will have hype. Right now, I think there's a craving right now for new Yeezy silhouettes. And one that's always been downplayed the most, in my opinion, was the Yeezy 500. And that has a lot to do with it not having boost, it having weird styling, and a bunch of other stuff. But I really feel like people are going to take a liking to this sneaker just because it's one that not a lot of people have, and it's a Yeezy, and it's not new, but it's going to be a new trend, if that makes any sense. I mean, when Yeezy 500s first came out, there was a little hype to them, it wasn't anything insane, but there was some hype to them, a little bit of drama. And that drama kind of went away because people were still crazy for the 350s and the 700s and all this other stuff. But now those sneakers are kind of dying off. And people are craving something new from Yeezy. Or just anything really different. And I think the Yeezy 500, if it comes out with good colorways, will start a fire. But who knows, maybe another great Yeezy silhouette will come out and blow the 500s away again and all the rest of the Yeezy silhouettes. We'll see, but if that doesn't happen, I think the Yeezy 500 will actually start to get a little bit of hype to them for next year. So the Yeezy 500, that black sheep of Yeezy that's going to come out of the shadows for 2022. Alright, our next sneaker on this list, I gotta say, it's going to be out with the Nike Dunk and in with the Air Max 1. I started to see the potential of Air Max 1s with these past couple drops, starting with this one, the Kiss of Death, and then the Pattas. When those came out, those went absolutely crazy, and I was thinking, you know what, I think this might be it for 2022. Air Max 1s are going to come back in because people are craving an OG Nike styling, and what better shows that off than the Air Max 1? I mean, it's got everything, man. Vintage styling, air bubble, I mean, it's crazy. And then these are going to start coming up with conversations more. It's only going to take the power of social media and a little bit of celebrity promotion to really start these shoes and go off the rails. Mark my words, I see it happening in 2022. A lot of people are going to go crazy for the Air Max 1, just like they went crazy for the Nike Dunk. I strongly believe that. I mean, people love the vintage and OG styling, and the Air Max 1 kills it. But Nike has just got to keep it up. Just keep on doing collabs, keep doing awesome releases, because if they stop, then this sneaker probably won't go anywhere. So anyways, there used to be a Nike Dunk craze, but now there's going to be an Air Max 1 craze. And then the last sneaker we're going to have on this list, this is the sneaker that I think everybody for sure is going to be going crazy. Everybody's going to want these sneakers next year, 100%. Any crazy off-white sneaker. Tragedy has struck us. Virgil Abloh is gone. I want to make a separate video about that, how I feel about that, and it honestly is, it's a bummer. I mean, there's not that many influencers in the sneaker market that was on the level that he was. And he did leave us with some dope shoes. Shoes that for sure next year everybody is going to be collecting, everybody's going to be wanting, and I think a lot of people will still be wearing. We did see Off-White kind of peak it a little bit and kind of almost die off, but this was a kind of a big deal. It's a very sensitive topic, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but Off-Whites, everybody's going to be wanting them. There's not a lot of them out there, and we're not going to get any more. I mean, we might get some unfinished projects here and there, but he's not designing any more of these shoes, which makes these sneakers very, very valuable now. I mean, it's just in conversations now. People are talking a lot about off-white sneakers, and they're gonna look back at sneakers like the Converse and be like, yo, that was actually a really dope shoe, and they're still pretty cheap, and we're gonna get them. I think most of it will be obviously towards his collabs, his Nike collabs, Converses, that kind of deal. I don't think really much of his normal, just off-white personal shoes will do as great as these. I mean, things like the Jordans, those are gonna go crazy. The Air Maxes, the Air Forces, those are all gonna go insane next year. And we still have not seen the Nike Louis Vuitton collab come out, so I think that's when things are really gonna start. There's just still so much I want to say, but I kind of want to save for another video talking about off-white sneakers. And I think this is also a good sending point in this video. So the sneakers that are going to be hot in 2022, what'd you guys think about it? Comment down below your opinion, like and share for that YouTube algorithm, and last but certainly not least, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.